the early 1930s, aviation took a giant leap forward. Amid this time of ambitious dreams and daring advancements, the Boeing XB-15 bomber emerged as a marvel. Designed by the United States Army Air Corps, this colossal aircraft represented a new era of possibilities for both military and commercial flight. The XB-15 was Boeing's bold response to a unique challenge: to craft a long-range bomber unlike anything seen before. With its awe-inspiring wingspan, robust engines, and groundbreaking emphasis on crew comfort, the Boeing XB-15 bomber was designed for the skies. Despite its pivotal role in the dawn of the super bombers, the story of the XB-15 often remains in the shadows, its significant contributions to aviation history frequently overlooked. More than a remarkable engineering achievement, the XB-15 signaled a transformative shift in aviation. Its impact was substantial, resonating through World War II and influencing the evolution of commercial aviation. The design innovations and principles pioneered by this aircraft paved the way for the legendary B-17 Flying Fortress and reshaped the future of air travel. In the early 1930s, an era characterized by rapid aviation advancements, the foundations of the Boeing XB-15 bomber were firmly established. At the core of this aeronautical revolution was the United States Army Air Corps, driven by an intense curiosity about the potential of long-range strategic bombing. As the doctrines of air power evolved, anticipating that the outcomes of future conflicts would depend on aerial dominance, the Army Air Corps issued a compelling call for a new generation of bombers capable of covering vast distances with substantial payloads. Answering the USAAC's call, Boeing stepped up with a bold, forward-thinking design. The early version of what would become the XB-15 started life as the XB-LR-1, standing for Experimental Bomber Long Range Design 1. This designation hinted at its groundbreaking role in the future of military aviation. This blueprint represented a major leap in aeronautics, pushing the envelope of aviation technology. The XB-LR-1 design featured a massive wingspan, multiple engines for extended range, and a focus on crew comfort during long missions. This ambitious vision eventually materialized as the XB-15, solidifying its place as an experimental bomber after a military aircraft reclassification. The road from concept to reality was filled with technical challenges, especially regarding engine performance and airframe design. The XB-15, a giant in the sky, showcased Boeing's engineering grit and innovation. Its enormous size and revolutionary design ushered in a new era of strategic bombing capabilities. Boeing's mid-1930s bomber style included circular fuselage cross-sections, broad wings, a tailwheel stance, and plexiglass blisters housing an array of handheld machine guns. With a majestic wingspan of 149 feet, this massive aircraft secured its spot among the world's largest at the time. Powered by four mighty Pratt & Whitney R1830 twin Wasp engines, the XB-15 ventured into new frontiers with an astounding range of over 5,000 miles. But its size wasn't its only claim to fame. This giant was a beacon of innovation. Sporting a fully pressurized, roomy fuselage, the XB-15 could soar at high altitudes while keeping its crew comfortable. This breakthrough in pressurization marked a milestone in aviation, setting the stage for future advancements in both military and commercial aircraft. Despite its impressive features, the XB-15 had to contend with its own hefty build. At 87 feet 7 inches long and with an empty weight of 37,709 pounds, this bomber was a behemoth, weighing in at a gross 35 tons. Its payload capacity was equally impressive, able to carry substantial ordnance over vast distances. Its dual-wheeled main landing gear was a nod to the bombers of World War I, and the interior wing space could accommodate extra bomb bays. With galley and bunk facilities, the XB-15 could stay airborne for up to 24 hours, necessitating relief crews for such extended missions. Beyond its military duties, the XB-15 had a significant impact on commercial aviation. Visionary engineer Wellwood Beale took cues from its massive wing design for a groundbreaking airliner seaplane. Beale's innovative adaptation, captured in dated and signed sketches, became the blueprint for the Pan American Airways Clipper. His memo, which read, "Increase span by adding 36 inches to body width," led to a spacious hull that owed much to the XB-15's impressive wingspan. The XB-15, envisioned before the famous B-17 Flying Fortress, was a massive four-engine bomber designed to rule the skies. Although conceived earlier, it took to the skies over 2 years after the B-17. On October 15, 1937, the XB-15 spread its enormous wings and embarked on its first flight. Despite its pioneering design, the XB-15's journey was fraught with engineering issues and lagging technology. Its almost 50% larger wingspan compared to the B-17 was a marvel, but it had a significant flaw: underpowered engines. Though advanced for their time, the engines couldn't provide the speed and performance needed for a modern bomber. As a result, the XB-15 was overshadowed by newer aircraft, particularly the B-17 Flying Fortress. This struggle highlighted a broader quest for power and capability. Meeting the Air Corps' requirement for a bomber with a 5,000-mile range, the XB-15 faced a major challenge: an airframe so vast that even 4 engines couldn't deliver the necessary power. Initially planned to be equipped with Allison V1710 liquid-cooled engines, the XB-15 instead used Radial Pratt and Whitney R1830 engines when it finally flew. The Army's call for a multi-engine bomber led to the development of the B-17. Boeing responded with a sleek airframe that lessened the load on its engines, creating a combat-ready aircraft for the stormy years ahead. As World War II loomed, the United States Air Corps was at a pivotal moment, debating the future role of aviation in its defense strategy. Bombardment aviation had its passionate champions within the Air Corps, while others argued for the importance of nimble fighters. Meanwhile, transport and cargo missions were left in the shadows, overlooked due to the financial struggles of the Depression era. In this backdrop, the XB-15 aimed to revolutionize heavy bombardment aviation. But as flight tests progressed, it became clear that the XB-15 lacked the speed to be an effective bomber. Despite this shortcoming, the budget-conscious Air Corps decided not to scrap the massive prototype. In an age when production relied heavily on hand-fitting parts, keeping a single prototype in service wasn't as daunting as it might be today. In 1938, the XB-15 joined the 2nd Bomb Group at Langley Field, Virginia. During exercises with ground units, this giant displayed its endurance and impressive load capacity. The XB-15 faced its biggest test in 1939, when a massive earthquake hit Chile. On February 4th, loaded with 3,250 pounds of critical medical supplies from the Red Cross, the XB-15 took off from Virginia. This mission showcased its impressive range and payload capabilities, earning its crew the prestigious Mackay Trophy for the year's most significant flight. Major Caleb V. Haynes, a commanding figure, piloted the XB-15 through these headline-making missions. On July 30th, 1939, with co-pilot Captain William D. Old, Haynes embarked on a record-setting flight from Patterson Field, Ohio. With a remarkable payload of 15.5 tons, the XB-15 reached an altitude of 2,000 meters, breaking a previous record set by a Soviet pilot 3 years earlier by over a ton. Just 3 days later, Haynes and the XB-15 were once again making aviation history. In a remarkable feat, the XB-15 set a new record, carrying 4,409 pounds at an average speed over 166 miles per hour across 5,000 kilometers, or 3,107 miles. Recognizing its untapped potential, the United States Army Air Forces shifted gears and redefined the XB-15's mission to address the urgent demands of non-combat operations. Stripped of its weapons, the XB-15 underwent a significant transformation at the San Antonio Air Depot. Gone were the bomb bay and its arsenal, making space for a new purpose: transport. The interior was radically reconfigured to prioritize cargo and troop transport. This change marked a transition from a weapon of war to a critical support asset, tailored to meet the logistical needs of a global conflict. As the shadow of war grew, the XB-15, now renamed the XC-105, took to the skies in its new role. Based out of Albrook Field in Panama, it transported freight and passengers across vast distances, from Miami to the Galapagos Islands. In the demanding environment of the Pacific Theater, where the vast ocean required extraordinary range, the XC-105 proved to be a reliable logistical workhorse. While it didn't have the glamour of frontline combat, the XC-105 was indispensable to the Allied victory. Its long-range capabilities enabled the transport of crucial supplies and personnel, making a significant impact on the war effort. carrying payloads of up to 15 tons. The XC-105 quietly left its mark on the logistics of World War II. Though it played a limited combat role, the Boeing XB-15 stands as a testament to innovation and progress. The XB-15 might not have rolled off assembly lines in droves or seen extensive combat action, but its influence on aviation was nothing short of monumental. It served as a crucial testing platform, laying the groundwork for the success of legendary long-range bombers like the Boeing B-17 Flying Fortress and the B-29 Super Fortress. The XB-15's innovations weren't confined to military applications. It played a pivotal role in the commercial aviation sector by pioneering pressurized cabin technology, which significantly enhanced passenger comfort and enabled higher altitude flights. Although only one prototype was ever built, the XB-15's legacy was firmly embedded in Boeing's design philosophy. Boeing took the lessons learned from the XB-15 and applied them to the B-17 and the Model 314 Clipper. As the 1940s began, the XB-15 was overshadowed by more advanced aircraft like the B-17 and B-29. Its days as a combat aircraft were numbered, but its impact on aviation design persisted. The XB-15's legacy was evident in its successor, the B-29 Super Fortress, a critical asset during World War II. In its twilight years, the XB-15 was converted into the XC-105, affectionately dubbed Grandpappy. This venerable aircraft found a second life as a cargo plane, amassing impressive statistics in freight, mail, and passenger transport during its 18-month stint in the Caribbean. However, as aviation technology continued to advance, Grandpappy became obsolete. By December 1944, its military service had ended, and by May 1945, it was ordered to be scrapped in Panama. The age of specialized cargo planes had dawned, signaling the end of Grandpappy's storied journey.